There's no need to be frightened. It's all right. I'm not going to hurt you. You seem to be in quite the unfortunate situation. Lost and alone in these terrible woods. Cold and wet. You must be awfully far from home, this deep in the forest. How about I take you back to my home for the night? I can't imagine you would prefer to sleep out here in the rain. Ah, good. Perhaps in return you can help me carry this bag? It's a little heavy, but you should be able to manage it. Thank you, dearie. My home isn't too far from here. Follow me. Here we are. It's been some time since I've had a visitor, so I do apologize if my home isn't quite in order. Why don't you remove your coat? Here, let me help you. Ah, better already, Make yourself comfortable by the fire. You can place the bag by the fire as well. I'll make you a hot cup of tea, and then you can tell me all about yourself and why you ended up so deep in these woods. Here you are, my dear. Oh, me? I don't care for tea myself. Doesn't suit my tastes. But I make sure to keep some on hand in case any cute travelers make their way into my home. So, tell me, why were you wandering through these forests? We're quite deep in the woods, you know. Is that so? So you consider yourself an adventurer, Although perhaps an ill-prepared adventurer. I've lived in these woods all my life, and I can assure you there are no monsters. In fact, I think I'm just about the scariest thing you'll find in this forest. Nevertheless, you're welcome to stay here as long as you like. I don't mind having some eye candy around. Oh, I've just realized I never introduced myself. Where are my manners? My name is Adeline. What should I call you? That name is perfect for someone as cute as you. I feel pretty lucky that you happened upon my home. I don't get visitors too often. It can get a little lonely in this big old house. Do you mind if I sit closer to you? Oh, you're so warm. My skin tends to be a bit frigid, but you feel so nice. Do you mind if we sit like this for a few minutes? It's been some time since I've touched a human this way. My teeth? What about them? You must be imagining things, my dear. They aren't fangs. I'm not a dog. Your eyes are drooping. You must be tired. Getting lost in the woods is no easy task after all. Don't worry about it, darling. You're safe here. You can sleep as long as you want. Do you mind if I stroke your hair? It's so soft. I wonder if other parts of you are soft too. Are you finding it difficult to sleep? Maybe you just need to relax more. Oh, I have an idea. Why don't I read you a story? I have so many books in this house, but I've read them so many times the stories are no longer interesting to me. But maybe you'll be interested in hearing a story. It will at least help you relax. So, what kinds of stories do you like? Adventure, mystery, or perhaps you like a love story? Oh, did I guess correctly? You're blushing. Do you have love on your mind? I have just the story for you. And it just so happens to be on this very shelf. Lucky you. Come, rest your head on my lap. Good. I'll start. Once upon a time, in a land not unlike our own, where the winds blew sharply in the winter and the sun shined dully in the summer, an adventurer lost their way. It was not uncommon for this person to wander, and they often found themselves having to check compasses and maps, but they had never been as truly and utterly lost as they were on this day. Earlier that afternoon, they made their way from the comfort of their own home to the deep and green Everwood Barrens, packing with them only a small bag with a loaf of bread, an apple, and some water. They anticipated returning home in time for dinner. They did not anticipate the depth of the forest, nor the many twisting and entangled paths inside. You see, this traveler had a deep hole in their heart. It was an empty space left by an unrequited love many years back. And this hole brought with it a dull ache permeating through the traveler's body. And so they searched for something to fill the hole. Some days it was enough to fill it with a breeze of fresh air. Other days needed an adrenaline rush brought on by searching for monsters and supernatural creatures. But on this day, on this special morning, the traveler knew what they needed to fill this hole. And it was somewhere in the beckoning thickets of the Everwood Barrens. And so the traveler grabbed their sack, and their loaf of bread, and their single apple, and some water to drink, and walked into the darkness of the forest. After what seemed like days of walking, but could not have been more than several hours, as the sun had only set and not risen again. The traveler, drenched from the storm that had started only a few hours ago, came across another being in the forest. As they learned they were not alone, the traveler had the instinct to run. However, this instinct disappeared once they saw who had greeted them. It was a girl with long black hair and white skin. The traveler thought her eyes were red, but humans don't have red eyes, so they concluded that they were simply a vibrant shade of brown. She was beautiful, and she looked at the adventurer with passion in her eyes. The girl brought the lost traveler to her home, removing their drenched coat and offering them tea in front of the warm fire. The traveler felt like the hole in their heart was starting to be filled. The girl had shown them, a stranger, only kindness. They felt curled up on the girl's lap, listening to her soft voice, safe for the first time since they could remember. Oh dear, just a moment, darling. I need to take care of this bag. I'll be right back, all right? Sorry about that, dearie. Now, shall we start where we left off? The traveler felt like the hole in their heart was starting to be filled. But this person was foolish. The comfort they were feeling was a mask, masking the fear of their intuition. Despite all the warning signs, and there were many, the least of which being a pair of pointy teeth, the traveler did not realize their host was not human. It was only in the last few minutes of their life, when their supernatural host was closing in on their neck, that the traveler realized they had wandered into the mansion of a vampire. Hey, darling, don't you think that's enough reading for tonight? Why don't we move on to something a little more fun, Let me see that pretty little neck of yours. I know you've been a little dense so far, but surely you've realized by now that this story is about you. And I'm afraid it doesn't have a happy ending, at least not for you. So sad. You were awfully sweet after all. But I know your blood will taste even sweeter. Don't try to escape now. It's a waste of your energy. Don't you know vampires are stronger than humans? Can't you tell from my grip on your wrists? I promise I'll make it easy on you. Just one bite is all I need. Now, stay still. You're looking a little pale. I like you better this way. You're so pretty when you're scared. How about I keep you around for a little while longer? You don't mind, right?